Manchester United have beaten West Bromwich Albion 1-0 thanks to Bruno Fernandes' penalty. I'm here with Ronaldo, Brown, Ronnie. What did you make of that today?
Do you know what? That's got to be one of the most... Can I even call it one of the most boring... it was a boring United games we've seen in a while, but I feel like a lot of them have. That was... I feel like I'm repeating myself and using cliches, but that was flat, man. That was flat. It was mundane.
Was it
slow.
the worst United win you've seen?
That sounds...
It's a weird question. It's a weird question.
It sounds proper oxymoronic, innit? But you know what it is? Don't laugh, obviously. I'm getting the words out correctly, but it sounds like it don't make any sense, but it was probably the worst win that I've ever seen.
Because our goal came from a penalty, which was retaken.
That was retaken, that having been missed. And probably, you know what was quite funny about the penalty is the fact that apparently if Fernandes missed, it would have been retaken again. He came off his line again, but it was just a nothing game, really. I don't know. Do we play down to competition? Do we just not got it in us? I don't know what it is. There's no more excuses.
A lot of people are complaining about two holding midfielders.
Yeah.
Or two in the, the 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Do you think it's that?
I didn't like the fact that he went with Matic and Fred to begin the game. I felt like if you're playing against West Brom, you're going to have a majority of the possession, as we did. We had like more than 65% of it from looking at the stats after the game. You need more creative and forward-thinking players, and you need to believe in your defensive line enough and to believe that you won't be defending enough, that you don't need two DMs in the midfield against West Brom at home, because there were instances where it looked like we did lack creativity, as I would expect. Matic and Fred were both not good on the ball. We could see that Bruno Fernandes was getting a bit desperate and getting a bit frustrated, and he's going too deep to get on the ball sometimes to make stuff happen. And I said at half time that I think Fernandes does that because players know there are other players in it. So I think he knows Matic and Fred aren't going to get me the ball through the lines. I've got to go searching for it and then kind of make it happen. So sometimes he gets lost a bit and then he forces things as well. I think we've been saying that quite a lot about Bruno, but he takes risks.
He did create
chances. But he creates. That's what I'm saying. I honestly, I was going to get onto saying I don't care about him doing that because he's the one guy that you can kind of trust on this team to unlock something.
Sometimes though, you do need, because sometimes I think when you have, it's great to have someone that has that responsibility and will, but then it also brings errors with the penalty shout, which was rightly overturned, I think, because I don't think it was a penalty, but it very easily could have been.
Yeah.
And it's those kind of, because he didn't have to be in that position. There's two players there covering that, and he ran in, commits the foul, obviously overturned, but that frustration sometimes can overflow into mistakes, can't it? And that's what you want to try and prevent sometimes, because I don't think it was his best game today. If he doesn't score that penalty, I don't think we're coming out of here saying, well, he did well today, because I don't think he did. But again, he's our match winner. Do we change things around him to get more out of him? What's the issue with United at the moment? Because look, Bruno's performing, but he could be better. So how do we get more out of this team?
Do you think it's one of them with Bruno where he's got obvious quality and sometimes we expect a lot from him? Do you believe that it's a situation where he is getting brought down to a certain level because of what's around him? So is it if he's
we've dragged him to our shit level?
Probably. Like I think if the better players you put with Bruno, you can say that with any player. Play with better players. The game becomes easier for
Are
them.
we over exaggerating now about the performance?
No, I don't think we are, because
post international break.
You said before the game to me, Adam. You said you just don't want to get you exactly said you didn't want to happen. What happened? You didn't want us to scrape a win, 1-0, 2-1, and the performance be shit. You wanted it to be like a double.
No, I did, but I have to ask
win.
the question, right?
Yeah.
So I'm asking you the question. Like, what do you think?
I don't think we are exaggerating. We need to be realistic and we need to hold ourselves in
a
better
team
standard.
Today, we don't win.
I don't think we do, but then are we one of them teams that we just play up to whoever we're playing against? Obviously, when we're playing against shit teams like Palace, West Brom, Arsenal, and them kind of shit teams, we kind of play down to their level almost sometimes. And when we're playing against the likes of PSG and Leipzig and Everton, who have been high flying this season, obviously they've stumbled recently, we kind of up it a little bit. And title winning teams and top European teams or top teams in general, they're ruthless and they play well against any team that they're playing, and they go into every game with the same mentality as we're going to win. I think sometimes, I don't think we deserve as a team to look at West Brom and think, this is an easy one today. And I think there's a little bit of that complacency showing today, but we got the win in the end. They didn't pose too much threat, but I don't think it's performance you can be too happy about, but 3 points and you kind of move on.
A lot of talk about the strikers today. Obviously, Martial's only got 2 goals this season.
Yeah.
His poor form continues. Rashford today didn't score, could have had a few. What do you think the issue is? Let's talk about Martial, because that's obviously Rashford's got more goals than him this season. What have you made of Anthony Martial's performances? Or performance today, rather?
You basically out of shot there. But you know what? I think Martial, he didn't score today. But it's almost as you said, I don't think he played that badly. I think he had these moments. Obviously, he could have been better and it could have been a little bit less wasteful. But I think in terms of overall threat, he probably was. And that says a lot about the game. He probably was our most threatening player. And I've said this for so long. I don't care what anyone said. He's had a good season up front. He's wanting to play up front. But I think he plays better on the left. I honestly believe that. I think he's better than Rashford when he plays on the left. I honestly believe that. You can kind of see whenever he plays forward anyway, and he plays number 9, his best work does come on that inside left position. I think that's where he's more natural. He's a good dribbler. And I think some of his dribbling ability, which is probably his best trait, gets a little bit lost when he's up front. Because even when Cavani came on today, you can tell he's got them little nuances, a little bit more experience in terms of movement, and he's more of a live wire, and he's sharp, and he's more sharp in a box. He's got them little things that you can't necessarily teach if you don't have it.
He helped Martial's performance improve as well, because you saw him eventually start getting into the game more. Would you put Cavani through the middle for the next game, whether that's the next league game or the next game in general, and maybe just one, to put the pressure on Martial, but 2, because we do need goals. Yeah,
I think that's a possibility. Everyone says we must start Cavani, but obviously you take into account he's 33. He's not ancient, but he's old. He's obviously out of his prime. He's not had a lot of football before we signed him. He had like a long stretch of not really playing, not being in the team at PSG, and his match fitness is probably not there. As you can see, when he's come on for his little cameos, he has looked like he has still tired a bit towards the end, which I know it's difficult as a footballer to come on as a sub anyway, but maybe there's obviously a reason. He's maybe not got the legs yet, but I think we can go into a game and see how he fares from the beginning. And if you play him up front, I'd like to see Martial go out onto the left.
Because Rashford's got a bit of a knock.
Because Rashford has a bit of a knock. He should
have scored that chance today as well. We talk about Martial's chances.
No conviction, man. Timid that. I personally, I think, first up, Fernandes had an easier little square to Cavani. He was leading onto the ball anyway. But saying that, he's got it through to Rashford. And he's got to score that. No two ways about it.
We say that, but that was Martial's only chance. Rashford's only chance. We've scored 1 goal we've scored in the last 4 games at home. We've scored no goals from open play. Our last 2 goals at home have been Bruno Fernandes penalties. Are we not creating enough chances for these strikers? Because when you watch a Kane, a Son, Aguero, Jesus, Salah, Mane, Firmino, they have chance after chance after chance after chance. We're talking about 1 chance each that they had.
That is exactly right. I can't lie to you. I came to you with the statistic about Martial being one of the most clinical finishers in the country since he's joined, where he doesn't. Basically, there was a stat where Jesus last season missed more big chances than Martial has in his whole Premier League career, and I don't know whether that's down to the fact that Martial's usually very clinical and a good finisher, or whether the fact that the likes of Jesus and Aguero and Mane and Salah and even Firmino, when he does decide to score, they just get more chances in front of goal. And
could be a mixture of the both. Yeah. The truth could lie somewhere in the middle, where Martial, I think he is a better finisher than some of those, not Aguero and that, but some of those names you mentioned. But sometimes he has to maybe do more to get chances. Like, you kind of feel with Martial that, like, Cavani, he'll turn a bad pass into a good pass sometimes.
Yeah, chases stuff down.
You know what? Martial might not do that.
Yeah.
But if you get the ball into him and you get people off him, you'll get a much better number 9, and we don't seem to be doing either of those things. Talking, obviously, we got Istanbul and that next. We've got this win in the bag today. How are you feeling about generally going forward?
I don't know what to think, what to feel. I think there's not been much to fill me with complete confidence going into any of the games, but what we've got to take out is that's 2 wins in a league in a row for the first time this season, which you've got to take some sort of positive. So I don't know. Maybe going into the next few games, I'm always going to believe in a team, believe in a squad. I think we can win, but I just need to see more out of the performances. Really, we just need a better performance. I need something to kind of lift the spirits or fill us with confidence in general. Because I don't think us fans are looking at that performance today, and that doesn't generally excite us or fill you in confidence, thinking we can actually make a run and finish towards the top of the league. But everyone else in the league is kind of faltering at the same way we are, so it's not all doom and gloom, and hopefully we'll pick it up.
Most definitely. Get your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know what you thought of Ronnie's thoughts as well. You got a tier 1 coming up soon?
Yeah, we've got quite a big one next week, actually.
I know. I've seen the emails coming through, so I know who it is, but I won't tell you who it is. They've got a big interview coming up soon. Make sure you're keeping it locked for that. We got a watch along coming up on Tuesday as well. Until then, I've been Adam. He's been Ronaldo. We're out of here.